You now know the narrative of destruction, and it is time to rise. It is time to grow. The first gift of this awareness that walking in the light brings to you is phenomenal. The very first lesson, we look at the problem. We tackle this head on. For this exercise, go ahead and grab a water bottle, any type of bottle. I want you to hold it straight out. It's not heavy, but as we continue, just hold it straight out. At first, it's incredibly simple, and you can go about your day, and it may only be a minor inconvenience. However, the longer you hold it, the heavier it feels, even though the weight never changes. It stays the same. Begins to feel uncomfortable, elbow straight, and you find yourself moving your shoulder around, your elbow around, trying to manipulate different muscles just to support the small weight. Then the discomfort starts to set in as it starts to move towards a small ache. I want you to keep holding this out until you can't anymore. You can go ahead and pause this video and come back once you can't hold it out any longer, but I want to see how long you can last. So, what's the story you told yourself of why you couldn't hold it any longer? Now, some of you may not have even done the exercise, as the story started already before you even had a chance. Maybe the story was, you know what, this is stupid, I'm not gonna do this. Or maybe you started to, and at the very first sign of discomfort, you put it down, not wanting to fully commit. And for those of you that fully committed, I applaud you because we're very similar in this nature. Regardless of what category you're in, what is the story you created of why you couldn't hold it any longer? I want you to write that story down. So why is this story so important? This is the story that has kept you imprisoned. Let's cover this story all over every arena of your life. Where else, when it gets uncomfortable, do you find yourself accepting this story of why it's okay to give up, to stop? What were the dreams you once had before giving up? Where do you feel like you should be right now? But this story has intervened, and up to now, you have unknowingly allowed it to hold you back. For me, my story was that of a victim. My story in this exercise was nobody told me I'd need to do this, so I wasn't able to prepare. And if I would have just known before I could have trained, and then I would have done it right, I could have outlasted everybody and got the best time. And this is the story that starved me from my growth, starved me from happiness, starved me from success for so freaking long. This mindset of, it's not my fault, I'm not good enough, if I only knew I could train to be the best. That's the pain. But see, on the other side of that is what could be if I let this go. Everyone always acts in accordance with their internal narrative, that voice up here, upstairs, the upstairs voice. The key becomes changing what's going on in that command center, the voice. The key is recognizing that this story just moments ago was unknown, but now our conscious is aware, and it had been leading that voice until now. You now know the narrative of destruction, and it is time to rise. It is time to grow. The first gift of this awareness that walking in the light brings to you is phenomenal. The gift of truth. This truth of knowing that you have been covertly lying to yourself. I've been lying so much for so long and at such a depth that I accept these lies as my truth. I honestly believe my own crap. Talk about a total mind screw. You now are armed with your truth, and it is through these new lens of absolute internal honesty. I'm talking brutal honesty, where the foundation can be changed. So let's jump into the plan of action. There's a saying, I love this saying. Everybody wants the resurrection, but nobody wants the crucifixion. Interestingly enough though, it is only through honoring this daily truth that we can embody the rebirth. I invite you to release your pain. I invite you to accept this newer and healthier version of you. Over this online experience, armed with your new truth, you will do the work required in order to receive all the payoff. There's a couple commitments that we look for. Commitment number one, I will honor my commitments to myself. I will no longer negotiate. Become ruthlessly consistent with keeping your commitments. This is as simple as to do as many reps daily as possible. Make small commitments and keep them. It's the daily habits that shapes this voice. The other commitment, I will forgive myself. See, you are the creator of your life. You are the warden of your prison, or you are the freedom fighter for everything that is good in your life. You get to choose what hat you wear. So you may not have known that up to now, but now armed with your story, armed with knowing what those lies are that have been running your life day to day, you now are empowered to change the script, change the narrative, change everything that's up here. So with this new knowledge, I ask you fully commit and you take part in this, and you will change.